All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most fundamental decisions you'll ever make in Tableau, choosing between a live and an extract connection. It sounds kind of technical, but trust me, getting this right can make or break your entire dashboard.
And I'm not exaggerating. This is something you have to decide before you even drag a single field onto your view. It's a choice that ripples out and affects everything, from how fast your dashboard loads to how fresh your data actually is. So when you connect to your data, you're basically standing at a crossroads. You've got two paths in front of you, live or extract. Let's break down what that actually means.
So first up, the live connection. And honestly, the name says it all. Think of it like a live video stream pointing directly at your database. Every single time you click or filter or do anything in your dashboard, Tableau sends a brand new query straight to the source. The huge upside, what you're seeing is always, and I mean always, the absolute latest data, right down to the very second.
Okay, so on the flip side, we have an extract. And this is a whole different ballgame. If live is that video stream, an extract is like downloading the entire video file to your computer. Tableau takes a snapshot of your data, compresses it into a super fast optimized file, you've probably seen those .hyper files, and saves it. From that point on, Tableau is only talking to that local saved copy.
So you can see the massive difference here, right? One is this dynamic, live pipe straight to your data. The other is a static, saved file that is built for pure speed. And believe me, this one choice really does set the stage for everything that comes next. And this brings us to the heart of the matter, the big showdown, the classic battle that every single Tableau developer fights, data freshness versus dashboard speed. So you've got to ask yourself, what's more important? Do you need blinding speed or do you need up-to-the-second data? Because you usually can't have both. Are your users okay with seeing data from an hour ago if it means the dashboard is instantaneous? Or is it a total deal breaker if they can't see a transaction that happened literally 3 seconds ago, even if it cost them a few seconds of load time? And this table just lays it all out, plain and simple. With the live connection, you get that awesome real-time data. But, and this is a big but, its performance is totally at the mercy of your database. If you start throwing in complex calculations, a ton of joins, or millions and millions of rows, well, that live connection can slow to an absolute crawl.
And that's where extracts come in to save the day. Because all that data is pre-processed, optimized, and sitting right there, Tableau can just fly through it. If you've got a dashboard that's taking forever to load, 9 times out of 10, an extracts is going to be your fix. Okay, so that sounds great, right? Just use an extract. But wait, what if you need that speed, but your users can't work with data that's a day old, or even an hour old? Well, don't worry, Tableau has a pretty clever trick up its sleeve.
It's all about refreshing your extract. And you've got 2 main ways to do it. The first is a full refresh. Super simple. It just tosses out the old data and pulls in a completely new snapshot. But then there's the smarter and way faster option, an incremental refresh.
And this is where you can really start to get the best of both worlds. It's so smart, you just tell Tableau, hey, look at this column, like an ID number or a timestamp, and it will only grab the new rows that have been added since the last time it checked. It just tacks them on the end. We're talking about turning a refresh that could take an hour into something that takes just a few seconds. For big data sets, it's a total game changer.
You know, a really solid best practice, something you see a lot of pros do, is to actually use both methods. You set up those speedy, incremental refreshes to run all the time, maybe every hour, just to keep things fresh. But then you schedule a full refresh to run, say, once a week over the weekend. That just cleans everything up, catches any weird updates or deletes, and makes sure your data is perfectly in sync.
Okay, so we've gone through the what and the how. We've seen the trade-offs, we've seen the refresh options. So let's boil it all down. What's the final verdict? What should you actually do on your next project?
Here it is. This is probably the most important rule of thumb you can follow. Always start with a live connection. Seriously, just start there. It's the simplest path. Then, as you build your dashboard, as you add more sheets, more filters, more complex stuff, just keep an eye on performance. Is it getting sluggish? If you start to feel that lag, that's your signal. That is when you switch to an extract, not before.
And the best part? This isn't some permanent, locked-in decision you have to stress over. Switching between live and extract is literally just a couple of clicks on your data source screen. It's so easy to flip back and forth, so you can and you should adapt as your project grows and changes over time.
So, the next time you connect to a new data source, just pause for a second. Think about this choice. Applying this simple rule,
start live, switch to extract only when needed, could be the single biggest factor that unlocks huge performance gains and makes your users a whole lot happier. Just think, how much faster could your